Welcome to Sunburst Digital's Introducing Sparkito from English-Spanish Success. Today we will show you the different ways to access and use Sparkito. We'll highlight the materials in school-to-home connection. We will go over grades, content, and benefits of Sparkito. We will discuss how to implement and share best practices. You will also learn about resources and support and what comes after Sparkito. There are 3 ways to access Sparkito. There's online access with the purchase of a Sparkito lanyard for up to 25 students for school and home use. There is the lanyard for teacher use in the classroom, and there are wristbands for individual student use that do not offer the online access. Sparkito can be used with whiteboards, computers, and projectors, or for individual student use on a computer. The USB contains 3 gigabytes of free storage for teachers, along with a quick start guide and a parent letter. The parent letter can be downloaded both in English and in Spanish. Teachers will use the 4-digit code on the back of their lanyard and put that information on the letter, and then moms and dads can start using Sparkito at home with their child. Sparkito is designed for pre-kindergarten to kindergarten for vocabulary reinforcement through a format of Sing and Learn, vocabulary review, and activities. The Sing and Learn format presents content words through a song, or core content is repeated using images and words. Vocabulary review presents core content on cards. Each card contains 1 word and 1 image. And activities have matching words and images with increasing levels of difficulty for pre-K to kinder. Sparkito contains authentic language written and performed by native Spanish speakers. Sparkito's benefits are to promote student engagement and critical thinking skills, to increase student learning and capacity through a system of instruction focused on engagement, exploration, explanation, elaboration, and evaluation. Sparkito accomplishes these benefits through effective instructional design by expanding teachers' capacity, through supporting new teachers, supporting teachers teaching out of content area, and supporting non-Spanish speaking teachers while incorporating different learning styles. Sparkito is divided into 5 subject areas: math, science, social studies, language arts, and music, and students and teachers can easily toggle between English and Spanish. So now let's look at Sparkito. First, let's go into our math area. And in math, you're going to notice there are 6 content areas. There's numbers, operations, counting patterns, geometry, patterns, and measurement. Within math, there are more concepts and content. So you're going to see that each area is also divided into sub-areas. So under numbers, there's counting and place value. You're going to find similar formats, which are media pieces or media pieces with song. And then there are activities. So if we go into a media piece.
There's 1 moon on the lagoon and 2 hands on the clock.
We can easily switch to Spanish.
Una luna en la laguna, 2 las manos del...
We can also go into an activity.
Anunciar la gran inauguración. La gente empieza a llegar muy contenta a
And then from here, we can go into operations. And operations, again, is divided. There is a addition train that will demonstrate addition concepts for students. There are the media pieces with song, and then there's activities for students to complete. We can, again, toggle easily between English and Spanish. We can go into counting patterns. And counting patterns will demonstrate how to count a pattern.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30,
and again, we can switch it to Spanish.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
And from counting patterns, we can go into geometry. And once again, we can learn a concept. So if we want to learn about symmetry.
This butterfly has a symmetrical axis, and it can be split into 2 equal and opposing parts. But this house doesn't have a symmetrical axis.
Or we can go in and do an activity about symmetry.
Choose the figures that have symmetry.
And again, we can go into patterns. So in patterns, you're going to see there's the topic of classification, there's adding and subtracting patterns, and there's also sequences. And then there's measurement. Once again, we can go in and view a video, or we can do an activity. And this is Sparkito Math. Next, let's look at Sparkito Science. Sparkito Science has matter, living things, ecosystem, space, and planet Earth, and health. All of the topics follow a format of either music or media narrated pieces except for health. So first, let's go into one of the other media pieces. So here's living animals. And so here's what living things need.
All living things are formed by cells.
And again, we can switch to Spanish.
Todos los seres vivos están hechos con células.
And then from here, we can go into space and do the same thing.
A planet is a celestial body without light of its own that circles round a star in the solar system.
Un planeta es un cuerpo celeste que no tiene brillo propio.
Every time we switch a media piece, it will start it back over. So if we toggle from English to Spanish, it will always restart the entire media piece. And then if we go into our health unit, you're going to notice that there are 6 subunits here. And if we go into one, so our vegetable unit, it's going to follow that sing and learn, the vocabulary cards, and then the activities format. So within sing and learn, for vegetables, we're going to have 5 different media pieces that we can choose from.
¿Cuáles vegetales son dulces?
And so for each day of the week, there's a new media piece for vegetables. Then there's the vocabulary cards, which can be drawn and colored on and erased or printed out. And then there are the activities. And these can be done on a whiteboard, or they can be done individually, or they can be printed. And so this is the health unit. And again, if we go into fruits, you're going to see the same format under the health unit in science. Next, if we go into social studies, you're going to see that there are 7 different topics to choose from: protecting our planet, my city, on vacation, my family party, means of transportation, occupations, and careers. And all of the social studies units follow the same format of sing and learn. So this is where content is introduced with 5 media pieces, the vocabulary cards, and the activities within social studies. If we go back out and go to language arts has 8 media pieces that follow the same sing and learn with 5 media pieces, 1 for each day of the week, the vocabulary cards, and the activities. The only addition for language arts is the Spanish alphabet, and this is only available in Spanish. There are the pronunciation,
Ma, me, mi, mo, mu.
Mamá.
then there are the vocabulary cards to reinforce the sounds, and then there are activities. And that's language arts. And the last is Sparkito Music. And Sparkito Music follows 5 different content areas: introduction to music, sound, silence, and vibration, sound timbre, musical instruments, and rhythm and words. And each of the sections follows the sing and learn with media pieces,
The instruments in a symphony orchestra.
the solfa, which is do, re, mi, so learning notes and music.
So, mi, so, mi, do.
There are activities to
Can you
reinforce.
tell which family is playing now?
And then there's also concert, which has biographical data on composers and music.
We are listening to Fossils from the Carnival of the Animals by Camille Saint-Saëns.
And again, we can toggle and switch this to Spanish.
Estamos escuchando Fósiles de El Carnaval de los Animales de Camille Saint-Saëns. Camille Saint-Saëns nació en París, Francia.
And this is Sparkito music. So now that we've looked at all of the subject areas for Sparkito, let's talk about how we implement Sparkito in the classroom. So Sparkito is designed to support student fluency, vocabulary, and content mastery in both English and in Spanish. Sparkito's goal is to support ESL and dual language instruction for students who are learning English, for students learning content with Spanish support, and for students learning Spanish. But really, Sparkito can be used in any classroom. In a large group setting, the teachers can introduce new vocabulary for 5 consecutive days. Students can listen, visualize vocab, and respond with spoken or written words. In a small group, the teacher can explain the topic or content, and students can respond or complete the activities. Activities can be completed on the whiteboard in whole class instruction with a partner in small group or individually. Sparkito can be used in any instructional mode from whole group to partners to small group. The teacher can guide learning, monitor student progress, and assign content for remediation. There are numerous resources available to help you in your implementation of Sparkito, and Sunburst Customer Support is here to help you too. You can access the website for more information about Sparkito or contact us at 1-800-321-7511. There are several ways that your school can get funding for the purchase of Sparkito, and here are just a few. Title IV Part B, 21st Century Community Learning Center grants, and Title II Part D, Enhancing Education Through Technology grants. And lastly, what comes after Sparkito? Well, there's Comprendo for kindergarten to 3rd grade, Claro for 4th to 8th grade, and Libertad for early American history course. Thank you for watching this training video on Sparkito.